2nd from DeSoto, Texas. I play wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans.
One thing about my family is we're gonna treat everybody like family. Family is that reassurance that you're not in this fight alone.
My biggest superpower is my support system. My family has just been, they're everything to me, man.
It was. I wouldn't even let him come.
Yeah, he wouldn't let me.
My probably earliest moment of anything football was my uncle teaching me a slant route. In our cul-de-sac, he was like, run straight, go 45 degrees.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
He wanted to be the best in everything that he did, and he really worked hard. Could not stand to lose. He wanted to win in everything he did.
Somebody get this guy a map. Get him 1-1.
We play sports like all year round, football, basketball, baseball, so I was never not doing anything, but I don't know, it was something about that football, man, that just like, I don't know, I just stuck to it.
This is Barry Avery with the National Underclassmen Combine, and we're here in Norman, Oklahoma, where we just finished the Top Performers Camp, or what I like to call the ultimate of all ultimates. And I'm with James Proche II from Prime Prep Academy in Texas. He just won the overall MVP for the class of 2015.
Friday Night Lights in the state of Texas is unbelievable. It's one of those things where you have to be a part of it to understand it.
Football's almost like a religion down here. People really eat, drink, and bleed football. Like,
we call ourselves DeSoto U. We start right there. You know, Miami Hurricanes back in the day, they used to put a lot of players out of the NFL. We put a lot of guys in the NFL as well, but it's from high school. We probably put in anywhere from 18 to 20 kids a year into college.
wearing that gold helmet with that eagle wing has always been a dream of mine since I was yay high playing for the DeSoto Chargers.
I heard the name James Proche. I didn't know who he was. I really didn't know who James was. And I kept hearing about this kid keep making plays, kept making plays, and he kept standing out, and he was so fast, so explosive.
So I started at Red Oak High School. Then I played for a select team called Truth, Deion Sanders. He created a high school called Prime Prep Academy, and that's kind of where my career took off. I got my first offer there from Coach Phillips. He was a receiver coach at SMU.
If he was on the outside or in the open field, I never saw him got tackled.
He's hard to tackle in the phone booth. And everybody was like, what is phone booth? Well, go look it up. So go look at Superman, he comes out of the phone booth, you see what a phone booth is. I mean, that's James Proche.
And I would yell at the opposing DB, like, you're in trouble.
James liked catching one-hand catches. I don't know if you ever said that. He will catch a ball with one hand like it ain't nothing. You put a jug machine in front of him, that dude just, I mean, it's just like, it's natural, like he catches it with two hands. It's work ethic, man, it's determination. He doesn't stop.
James would want to run the neighborhoods before it was even daylight. His determination, it was nothing that I guess that he wouldn't do to get where he wanted to go.
I noticed James in practice. We was in practice one day, and it was hot. It was like in August. It was really hot. And he just came to us and everything. And he wanted to prove to us how good he was, how bad it was. He wanted to get on the field and play. He wanted to get in the lineup.
And I'll never forget, we're on the field during individual. I'm doing ladder drills, like just in and out, and I just like fell to my knees.
And I saw him, and I pulled him. He didn't want to be pulled. I pulled him. So our trainer said, we're gonna send him to the doctor. Something just ain't right with James. Send him to the doctor, the hospital. He was starting to have kidney failure, gritty. We almost lost James Proche because of that.
That was scary. That was very scary. He was at Children's for 10 days, maybe.
It was scary for my family at the time. For me, I was just ready to get back on the field, to be honest with you. But I ended up missing like the first 7 to 8 weeks of the season, bro, which was tough, bro. I was on my way to Mesquite High School to Oklahoma, was having a camp. You know, this when 30 and 75 used to split.
And he said his car just turned.
It was just like a Jesus take the wheel moment. And I went left to SMU, and that's when June Jones was the coach. I committed to go to SMU and follow Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, Aldrick Robertson, Cortland. and you know, make my mark there. That was, like I said, divine intervention, man. I got off to a hot start. I was ready to go. Like, camp started, and at this point, like now I'm competing for the starting position. My goal when I went to SMU was, one, bring us back to prominence, bring us back to the days of Eric Dickerson and Craig James and Lance and all those boys, but also like leave my personal mark. And I did all right.
James Proche with one hand. That's the best wide receiver in the American Conference.
I think he fell in love with SMU when he walked on campus. He was able to be around his mom and his grandma and his family and his brothers.
We would show up in droves, 10, 20, sometimes 50 family members deep, from grandparents to extended family, cousins, aunts, etc., the whole gamut.
Even in the stadiums, people would say, this is Channel 3 section. You know, they would even get up and let us all sit together. And
Channel 3 in full effect.
You know, we started making bracelets, and it was his idea to start the brand, like make it a brand.
He never wanted me to, he was like, bro, stop letting people wear the shirt, bro. It's only for us, bro.
James loves Dallas. The best decision, according to him, that he made was to go to SMU.
To be like a catalyst for the momentum of SMU and to see where we are now as Mustangs in my city, 30 minutes from where I grew up, that's the best feeling ever, bro. Like,
His work ethic gets him anywhere he wants to get in life. So when he comes back to see our practice and hang out with our kids and show them what they're doing wrong and try to coach them up on the run and all this stuff, I love it, man. He came down in the summer and our receivers was doing drills, and the work ethic wasn't up to his standard, and he went off. They didn't like, oh, he went off on him. We don't care who you are, but if you come to work, that's what you're gonna do.
To the tuck, every time. Yeah.
David Culley, the first thing he told us in our receiver meeting was like, y'all aren't wide receivers, you're football players, and you're going to tackle, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that.
He's adjusted to the adversity he's faced. He accepted his role, and he's made an effort to excel in that role. And with that type of mindset, we're going into year 6 in the NFL, and there's guys who were drafted well before him who are now gym teachers, insurance men, and there's no shame on those professions because they're all honorable. But being able to live your dream is something that you just can't put a price on. You know, they haven't had it easy. You know, his father is incarcerated. My father wasn't really around. A high school he went to shutting down, to coaching changes, to the passing of his mother, my sister. I miss my sister a lot, and without her, I don't think my nephews would be the young men that they are today. Wow. Whoa. I'm looking like dead out of picture, man.
Day before Mother's Day, a week before her birthday, my mom had me at 17. Like, she was my best friend. I went to mom for everything. She was like my superwoman. Watching her raise 3 boys and a young woman by herself, she was everything to me, man. Yeah, I don't like take anything for granted, you know? Like, I know from like personal like life experiences that like life is precious and it can be going in an instant for no reason. It is that simple, you know? And like I want to appreciate the gifts that God gives me every day. Like, just open up my eyes. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, let me see. My stepdad, my mom, me, Josh, Jacob, and my little cousin. When people ask me, like, from back in the day, like, bro, like, how you doing? How you been? What you been up to? I've been up to the same thing and I was when I was a little kid, bro, and I'm grateful to be able to say that, you know. I'm still chasing the dream, bro.
He doesn't have to come back to DeSoto for off season, but he does because of what family means to him. I had a moment just yesterday thinking that he's only going to be here for a few more days and then he has to leave. But it's good to have him home. We're really excited about Tennessee.
Just making my city proud, like giving them something to be proud of, giving some of the kids to look up to. Coming from DeSoto to SMU and like making it to the top, like everybody got that idea of how it's supposed to look, man, but I think it's supposed to look like this for sure. Yeah.